SeaWorld Australia's log flume, the Viking Revenge, closed a few years ago, but it still remains standing to this day. With its future unknown and rumours that the ride could possibly be getting a refurbishment, I thought it'd be a good time to take a look back at the ride's history and its current state. In the late 1970s, SeaWorld Australia began looking into building a log flume to add to the park for their first major attraction. It's believed the park approached Aerodynamics, manufacturers of Sea Viper and the Gold Coaster, to design and construct the log flume. Aerodynamics supposedly had quoted a huge $1.5 million for the ride, which SeaWorld's managing director at the time, John Menzies, had decided was too much. He then took it upon himself to have the ride custom built in-house, a task that ended up costing only $350,000, approximately a quarter of the asking price from Aerodynamics. The ride officially opened in 1979. Guests would board a custom Viking themed boat. Originally the boats would enter the Bermuda Triangle volcanoes, but in late 2012 it had its course rerouted to accommodate the new Storm coaster after the removal of the Bermuda Triangle. Guests would then climb a lift hill which would take them to the top of the SeaWorld Theatre before reaching the final 13-metre drop, which would see guests hit speeds of 58 kilometres an hour. The ride continued with this new route until November 2016 when it closed for extended maintenance. During this time, several ride components were removed, as well as signs and theming elements throughout the park, before its official announcement came in December, stating the ride had permanently closed.
In breaking news, Australia's oldest theme park ride, the Viking Revenge Flume at SeaWorld, is closing down after 37 years.
When the park first announced the closure of the Vikings Revenge, they stated the ride would be removed to make way for a new attraction opening in 2019. Almost 6 years on from when the ride originally closed, it still stands today. There was no further discussion on the new attraction replacing the Viking Revenge, nor did the demolition of the ride continue further than removing the station elements. Today the ride station can be viewed up close, however it cannot be entered. The ride channels are still in good shape, and the lift hill and final drop are still standing, albeit in not so good condition. So what's going to happen with the Vikings Revenge log flume? I dare say the park has no intention to demolish the ride anytime soon. The replacement of the log flume was never announced either. Theory number 1. Just 1 year ago, a YouTube user had commented on an update video of the ride, simply stating Intamin will be coming to give it a complete overhaul very soon, adding further that the channels were in good condition and only the lift hill, drop and ride control systems need replacing. It is quite consistent with the condition of the ride, as well as the fact that the park has not demolished it yet. But there is no further clarification on the source's information, and it still remains unknown if it's true. Theory number 2. This theory is broken into 2 parts. The first part is that the location of the ride makes it quite difficult for demolition to happen, especially while the park is open. This makes sense as the ride is located in the middle of the park and isn't too easy to get to. The second part to this theory is that demolition doesn't really need to happen until a replacement is ready. This is something that is quite possible as it's seen in parks all across Australia and all across the world. Take Arkham Asylum for example. Arkham Asylum has remained standing for years after its closure, so it's quite possible the ride will remain standing until a replacement is ready for it. What are your thoughts? Do you think Vikings Revenge will be refurbished and continue to live on, or do you think we've had our last ride? Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video.